Um, I want to talk about the role that the mother and father play in who their children end up in relationships with, and why it's important that you choose wisely when it comes to who you have children with, and also why the woman is responsible for how her family is going to turn out. More responsible than the man. And why, as a mother, I've worked my ass off to get it right for my two boys, especially because I've pretty much raised them on my own. I'm mum and dad, and they don't deny it. These are my own beliefs, but it's true. And because we are now living in the times of Baphomet, who is all about breaking up the family unit and encouraging polygamy and sexuality and, perversions and all that sort of thing. I'm trying to start a movement of traditional family values. It's got nothing to do with your gender, but I am a heterosexual straight woman, and I'm talking in regards to my own experiences with men. Take the gender or whatever, take it how you will, but there will be a masculine role and there will be a feminine role between two couples, whether you like to admit it or not. But if you get it right, you can be both for each other. Your masculine self as a biological female will complement his feminine self as a biological male. His feminine self, a feminine self for the man, is when he's in his feelings and in his emotions, and when he's in his creative flow. That's the feminine self. When he's being romantic, that's the feminine self. When he's loving his kids and that's his feminine self. That's him. That's a man letting his guard down, basically, because he feels safe enough to be able to express himself emotionally without emasculating himself, because he does it around the right people. That's why he can let his guard down, because he's able to express himself around the right people and know that they're not going to judge him for it. Because he's strong when he needs to be and soft when he wants to be. Makes him lovable. And who doesn't want to protect people that are lovable? So that's the feminine side of a masculine man. The masculine side of a biological female is when she's passionate and driven and strategic and protective and determined and driven and forward focused and proactive, and when she needs stamina, when she needs supernatural strength, that's when she flips into her masculine. So they will complement each other. They'll be able to have fights with each other, the couples will, and there's no grudges are held, because it's just like, deal with it. I'm expressing it, calm down, settle. It's like, because when one is upset, the other will know how to balance it out and calm it down in a way that doesn't make it a big deal. That's kind of the perfect dynamic relationship that you need. If one's dark side is triggered, because we all have a light side and a dark side, whether you want to admit it or not, they can counterbalance it with the light. But it's such a natural flow that you don't even realise you're doing it with each other. It's like a pulley system. When one is depleted, the other one will raise them, because where one is strong, the other is, where one is weak, the other is strong. That's the perfect masculine feminine balance, the perfect yin yang. And yin yang, light and dark, and the dark is the masculine and the light is the feminine, because she is the one who creates life. Well, she's the one who nurtures life. The man creates the life, because without his contribution there would be no life, but she's the one that nurtures it, and what she grows inside of her will be a direct result of what she puts in her legs, what she allows between her legs. So what your child grows up to be will be a direct result of who the child's father is. So it's all on her. And then she's got to create a universe to grow this little planet of hers in such a perfect way that when it grows up, it's a contribution to evolution in a positive way and not a negative one. And babies, when they, like the second they become consciously aware, they absorb everything that the mother eats and thinks and feels. They're that linked. They're so consciously linked that the second that baby comes out of her, it will be magnetically drawn to whoever and whatever she was interacting with while she was growing that baby inside of her. So she is directly responsible for what that child looks for in love. For her sons, she is supposed to be the kind of role model where when they grow up and look for love, they will look for women who have attributes of their mother. So they will look for women just like their mother. And for their daughters, she needs to be the kind of woman where their daughters will be ladies enough to know that if they are going to give themselves to another man, to a man, that she chooses wisely, and that it's only with someone that she is considering having children with, because biology is everything. And I have to make sure, as the matriarch of my family, as the matriarch of, the eighth element descendant bloodline, who fathers my daughter will be everything, because I have two sons, but there's so many things I can't teach them. As an eighth elemental alchemist, I can only teach it to a daughter. Now, I'm leaving it in the hands of God as to whether I have a son or a daughter, but I mean, I went through all of this to prove how much I wanted to have a daughter at 52. But the thing is, these miracles are happening, and more and more women are having babies in their 50s and 60s and even their 70s now, and a lot of them aren't even needing help to do it. They're getting pregnant naturally because they're becoming happier. They've discovered that women who have become they've found their place in life and they're spiritually comfortable within themselves, their hormones are kicking in again and they're falling pregnant. So, I want to have another baby. And, I've always known it. I've always known that I had another one in me. And if I have a daughter, I want to make sure that she looks for a man like her father. And if I have a son, that he becomes a man just like his dad. He wants to be just like his dad. Because my eldest son used to want to be just like his dad. When I grow up, I want to be a dad and a husband just like my dad. And now he wants to be anything but. He wants to scrub him out of his DNA. And that's my fault. However, I don't regret being with him, because without him I wouldn't have my beautiful sons, but I've had to be the mum and the dad their whole life, and it's exhausting. And so obviously the next man that I bring in, I don't want him damaging my sons because they've already been damaged by the men that were supposed to be role models for them. So the next one, they're going to see how he helps raise their sister and all of that. And so I need to make very good decisions about who it is that I'm going to let between my legs. And the role of the father is his sons are going to look at him and know how to be a father and a husband. And if he has daughters, who he is as a man is exactly who his daughters are going to look for in a husband and father to their children. So how you are around your child when it comes to your partner and all of that is going to be responsible for their love life. So when they get their heart broken the first time, it's going to be based on the mother. He saw something in the girl that reminded him of his mother. And it either, broke his heart or, it broke his heart. So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I might add, he might have thought that she had qualities of his mother, and then he was disappointed because he thought, this is the woman of my dreams. She's just like my mum. I can trust her. She's going to be the love of my life. And then she disappointed him and broke his heart and let him down in a horrendous way. So now, he's never truly given himself to women because he's scared he's not going to find the same kind of love in a wife that he gets from his mum. So then he becomes afraid of love. Or it might be because the mother was damaging and he looked for someone like his mum and then had that realization that he found someone just like his mum and he didn't want to be with someone who was going to cause him pain like she did. Like, it can go either way depending on, I don't know the man's story, I'm just giving both sides of it. I play devil's advocate, I have to, I'm a karmic judge. But the same goes for the mum. My mum, for example, she was abusive, but she was also a great teacher. I forgave her a long time ago, but she married a man who was never home. Okay, he was off protecting our country, that's great and very noble, but I looked for men, all my relationships were men that worked away. They never had like normal 9 to 5s, they worked long hours, they worked overtime, they worked away. Always separated, always separated. And my dad cheated on my mum, and it almost tore my family apart. And all my siblings were in situations where there was cheating going on and that as well, because it's what we learnt from our mum. Some of us hit our children, some of us didn't. Some of us broke that cycle, thank God. Me and my sister Erin were two that broke the cycle of, not hitting. Because mum used to hit, but dad didn't. Dad was a pussycat. Dad was soft and gentle, but he was the absent father because he was away serving his country. Such is the life of, military. That's why I could never, ever, 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 ever marry someone in the military or law enforcement because I hate that separation. I'm a water sign. I need like physical touch, and I need to be able to get up in the morning with you and go to sleep with you at night. I need to know you're there. Not in like a stalky, stuck to you like glue sort of thing, but yeah, I'm a water sign. I'm all about emotion, and I'm a Scorpio, so I'm the deepest feeling water sign. Like my whole birth and my whole death is my love. So, and I want my daughter to feel that too, or my son to feel that too. but in a healthy, balanced way, because they'll see how their father treats me when I'm all in my emotions. But then they'll see how I am able to calm him down when he's all like up in his head and filled with passion and jealousy. Then he stomps around banging his drum, pay me attention. Yes, because there's that balance, and the thing is, you don't even know you're doing it. It's just like a natural flow. Um, because then it means that what they look for in love when they grow up, they're going to find someone who's equally balanced for them, because it's what they would have seen with their parents. So I need to get it right this time, because I didn't get it right with my boys, and it very nearly damaged them. Their choice of father very nearly damaged them, and I'm working my ass off and fighting like hell to try and nip this in the bud now before they step into manhood, because they're in between the veil, not quite kids, not quite men, though they had to grow up a lot faster than they should have. But I'm going to make sure that the next few years are going to be full of adventure and just fun. We've already got like the first 12 months planned, and it's pretty much just travel and finding a place to call home. So please, if you're a single parent, or you're looking for someone to settle down with for the rest of your life, and you're wanting to raise a family with them, whether it's a blended family or start a family, or single parent and you have a kid together, whatever your situation is, if it's going to involve children, make sure you get who you let between your legs and through your front door right. If they don't treat you with respect, if they don't defend your honour, if they're cowards, if they gaslight you, if they mess with your head, if they play with your emotions, male or female, they are not the ones for you. If you fight because of jealousy, then they're the one for you. Now, I don't mean jealousy as in control. Where have you been? Who have you been? What? I mean, okay, that can be kind of hot. But, you know what I mean? There's jealousy because of protection and jealousy because of control. One is ownership. You belong to me. I own you. Which can kind of be hot if it's said in a comedic way. But one is for manipulation and control and not healthy, but the other one is because they love you so much, they can't bear the thought of losing you. They know what you are to the world, and they know that you're something special to them, and they feel responsible for you. That's completely different. That means that they're your protector. And you know what I mean. There's varying degrees of every eventuality and how a man can show his jealousy and possession. But if it's done the right way, she knows automatically it's just because he loves her that much. He's scared of losing her. So he's acting like a big scaredy tantramatic baby. And she'll know that. And he will know that if it's her doing it too. Because there's no aggression behind it. Only sadness and fear, because you're only angry if you're scared or hurt. So if your partner's angry with you, if they're acting out, as long as there's no violence or violent words, you've done something to hurt them, or they're scared of losing you, scared you're in danger, scared you're going down the wrong path, whatever. It means they're scared. So you need to listen to them. And that's how you find the balance. You compromise. You know where you went wrong and you work hard to fix it. On both sides. But if it's always you having to put in the effort, if it's always you having to be the one to try and fix it, and they're not meeting you in the middle, then that's the red flag that maybe you should hold off having children and getting married or having serious commitments if they're not willing to put in the same amount of effort, because a successful relationship requires perfect balance. And there's no such thing as a perfect relationship, but you can have perfect balance. It's finding Jolalade, it's finding the perfection and imperfection, yin and yang. And it's all about how much you respect the person you're with and how much self-respect you have for yourself, because you are the company you keep. So if you're letting that company between your legs, that you're stuck with that company forever and ever and ever, because that child's DNA never leaves the mother's body, which is why she's more responsible for the end product of what her children become and have become by the time they die, more than the father. Having said that, if he doesn't respect where he plants his seed, if he has no regard for where he plants his seed, if he doesn't care where he plants his seed, he's not going to help Mother Earth tend to that soil to create a bountiful harvest. But then she should have known that before she opened her legs and let him in. So again, there's a lot more responsibility for the mother than there is for the dad, unless he's the one who's had to step up and be the mum, because there's just as many single dads out there as there are single mums. So who he lets in to be the mother of his child or children is just as important as how she's going to be when she steps in to be the role of the mother. Unless she has a mother, and unless the child has a mother, or the children have a mother, and then it's up to the stepmom to be the guardian and not the mother. It's not for the stepmom to be the mother if the child or children already have a mother. It's up to her to just be the guardian, to be whatever the children need if the mum's not around. Yeah, you don't replace the mother. You can never replace the mother. You can never replace the father. If they have a relationship with the other parent, you're not there to replace them. You're there to be standby. Their guardians. You're like their guardian angel. If mum and dad aren't there, you're the one that they need to be able to call next. If you get put on their next of kin list, you know you've made it. Like if you're put under their phone as like their third contact, that's what you're aiming for as a step parent. So, yeah. I mean, the Brady Bunch did it. Oh, God. Okay, so just a bit of advice there. because I'm starting to get clucky, as we would say in my culture. When you're getting clucky, it means that you're getting ready to, like, you're becoming hormonal. You're getting ready to lay eggs, build a nest and lay eggs. Mother hen. So yeah, so I'm already sort of starting to get clucky. I'm, wanting to build a nest for my chickens so that I can lay an egg. But if you're, also, if you are single, wait until I get my dating app Spellbound out, because that's for traditional people looking for traditional relationships. Regardless of your sexuality or anything like that, it's got nothing to do with that, and everything to do with you're just wanting to settle down and find someone to grow old with, where there's no bollocks, where there's no drama, because the way that I've developed my dating app, it helps you work on yourself without even realizing you're doing it. So by the time you get to that first date, you already know a lot about each other, and you've already worked on yourself and figured a lot of stuff out, and worked with a whole group of people, where you're helping each other out. So, it's really beautifully done. It's all done biorhythmically. But it's for people looking for that forever love, that one of a kind, that one person that you maybe might not have. They might not have been your type before, but once you've gotten to know them, you've gone beyond what they look like and seen their true nature and fallen in love with it. And then they become the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life. Because men fall in love with women they're attracted to, and women are attracted to men they fall in love with. So I've put that into the algorithm. And men find a lot of very simple things attractive in a woman. So men aren't really that hard to please. It's keeping them happy that matters. So, yeah, just wait for my dating app, because it's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. It's incredible. And it's going to link up to my server once I get it out, my streaming service and that. So, yes. So I can't wait. So, yeah, and then I'm going to have my dating show. I don't know what to call it yet. Spellbound the dating game. The Spellbound dating show. Spellbound the dating game. Spellbound the dating game. Spellbound the dating game. God, I've always creating jingles in my head for shows and stuff. Yeah, maybe Spellbound the dating game, or Spellbound show? No. Spellbound. The Spellbound connection? The Spellbound connection? Anyway, I'll put a pin in it. Okay, so I'm going to let you go, but there's, some food for thought there. If you're a parent, or you're looking for love, or you're wanting to become a parent, or you're a step parent, or about to become a step parent, whatever. Now you know, make wise choices, because that child's relying on you to help raise it, and your grandchildren are going to be all on you. And The biology of atoms dictates that we only get to evolve to become better than what we were before if we get it right the first time. And every second is a new beginning. Every second is a do-over. Every second is a chance to have a do-over. Every second of every day is a new beginning. So get it right. Series of little miniature big bangs. So get every second right. Especially when it comes to love and having kids, because that's a second that lasts for millennia. Hold your head up high, know that you are loved. Ka kite anō. Mwah.